There has been a lot of uproar about rappers and celebrities' tweets claiming that the Earth is flat, but if you look at the proof, you'll see that they are right. No matter how many individuals assert otherwise, the fact remains that respected scientists have publicly derided this idea, demonstrating the various ways in which it is absurd. Still, they are correct, regrettably. To put it bluntly, they are wrong. Their claims are complete rubbish, like the one where they says the Earth's curvature should be apparent from certain distances, yet it isn't. Their insistence and comments amount to nothing more than juvenile. In reality, there is a much deeper layer to the plot. The Earth is indeed flat, for instance. Like a sheet of glass, it is perfectly flat, having a level surface, without elevated regions or indentations, is what we mean when we say something is flat. If the Earth is flat, then why do we see such things as mountains and skyscrapers? Not in any way, shape or form. Some people might disagree with this on the slim assumption that they are actually in one of the many buildings, hills, trees, or mountains they claim to see. Again, this demonstrates how myopic some people can be. The evidence is there if one cares to seek for it. What, for instance, is the name of the supposedly highest peak on Earth? Yes, Everest. Except that it isn't. The name gives it away. It's obviously a corruption of Never Rest, as getting to the largest mountain would take an indefinite amount of time, because if you wanted to literally rest you couldn't. You can counter by asking, what about all those people who have scaled it? Just think about how many people have reportedly perished in the process. Where does one go to their death while attempting to scale something that does not exist? Those who survived were plainly eager to play ball, while those who were killed were obviously protecting the conspiracy. That's why it's obvious that oxygen is a must for every Everest ascent. We have oxygen in the air, there's no reason to waste it. They're not going anywhere on this planet, at least. Where is it, nevertheless, that you absolutely require oxygen? Mother Nature. It's their intended destination. In order to stage a summit of Everest, purported mountaineers are being dispatched to the moon. There were already too many mountaineers on the moon for NASA to risk exposing the plot by sending real astronauts there. Can you see the big picture now? They may still have a problem with it because they are high up in an office tower. Despite what people may believe, however, they are not. Buildings and other tall objects appear where there are none because we are all constantly inhaling a strong cocktail of hallucinogens. Where did all these hallucinogens come from? In fact, that is the purpose of chemtrails. These hallucinogenic substances are not supplied by the nefarious Big Pharma, but rather are a secret weapon of the shape-shifting lizard people who run the world. If lizards are in command, why do you suppose they got there? They supply the secretions that maintain social order, ensuring that people continue to believe the Earth is round and that structures do in fact exist. When citizens have attempted to build skyscrapers like the World Trade Center, governments have often destroyed them. It is during situations like this that the term false flag is used. In reality, there are no such things as flags because they are merely imaginary representations of non-existent towering buildings. However, this raises other questions, such as the Earth's thickness. Though its surface may be perfectly flat, it's not two-dimensional as some have claimed. The fact that humans can travel underground and underwater implies that it has a thickness. The waters, in contrast to the mountains, are undeniably real, otherwise, where would Atlantis be today? The Mariana Trench, at 7 miles underwater, is the ocean's deepest known point. Due to the sheer volume of water resting atop the Earth, its thickness must be at least 7 miles and perhaps much greater if the oceans are to be contained. Even discounting the BS. of rising sea levels caused by global warming, it's obvious that this isn't happening. Without a globe, global warming is impossible. You've been nailed to the mast by your own research, scientists. Perhaps the Earth is a cube, with a thickness equal to its width. Scientists laugh at this idea, pointing out that due to gravity, the atmosphere would be densest at the planet's equator and thinnest at its poles. But have you observed that the polar regions are essentially lifeless, whereas the equator has a considerably more humid atmosphere? Coincidence? Definitely not. Logic leads us to the conclusion that the Earth must be flat. Extremely two-dimensional, far less height than anticipated. Either that, or the human brain has a tendency to see meaning where there is none, and to try to make sense of seemingly unrelated events by assigning them immense significance when none exists. Seek truth, not fact.